Okay, so the last time I vlogged was Saturday, and I was meant to vlog on Sunday, and today's Tuesday, by the way. So I was meant to vlog yesterday and the day before, so Sunday and Monday, but unfortunately, um, some stuff happened, and I basically just spent those 2 days like crying and lying and just like lying in bed, just silent. So yesterday was especially bad. Like, all I did was lie down and stare at wall. Like, it was really. Anyway, and I decided that I did want to talk about it because one of the reasons that I created this channel, well, the main reason was to serve as a log of my life. And I don't want to be one of those people that just I don't want to be one of those people that just posted all the great times in their life and never their problems. And then, because I feel like that comes across really fake, because obviously life isn't perfect. Like, you might be having like an amazing time like most days, but then there'll still be days where everything's just shit. Okay, so some of the YouTubers that I really enjoy watching are the ones that share their hardships as well as their successes, you know? So I also wanted to be like that for people. It's also as a way to, I feel like maybe if I share my story and how I'm dealing with it, it can help someone else that is going through something similar. So yeah, and also this topic that I'm about to talk about isn't very, it's not talked about anywhere. Like, I haven't been able to find any relatability, or I haven't been able to find anyone to relate to about it, because everyone just always seems like everyone just puts on a show. Like, they want to keep everyone happy. They want to keep their families happy, their parents happy. They don't want anyone to, I don't know, they're perfectly content with keeping their lives hidden. So, and I'm not, okay? Cuz I've never been someone that could hold a secret. And I just want to be open. I want to live I want to live like honestly and openly. Like, I don't want to have to hide anything. So, anyway, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to ramble a lot because I don't even know if I'm going to post this, and I'm sorry if it's shaky. I'm just holding it. Anyway, so basically, what I'm like, this struggle revolves around kind of being a second generation, I think it is, immigrant. So first generation immigrant is like my parents, who like directly moved here. They moved from Pakistan, and then I wasn't born here. I was born in Pakistan, but I was raised here because I came here when I was 1. So anyway, like, it revolves around the struggles of being a second generation immigrant. Between every parent and child, there are what's it called? There's problems. Like, children and parents, they're from different generations. They don't have the same types of views, okay? That's just a given. Everybody deals with that, pretty much. But when you are a second generation immigrant and your parents are not only from a different generation but also grew up in a completely different society, in a completely different culture, that makes everything 10 times worse. And it's so hard to deal with it, and no one even really talks about it that much. Like, everybody's just happy to just lead instead of talking about it, or instead of confronting the issue head on. Like, people are just so willing to live these double lives. Like, they'll live at their home, like, they'll be a completely different, like, when they're in their home, they'll be a completely different person than what they are outside, and their parents just don't they like hide so much of themselves from their parents. Anyway, obviously, um, so when I grew up in high school, basically, when I grew up, like when I lived at home, I was pretty much like, I didn't do anything even outside of my house that was considered like, that would be considered unacceptable by my parents. So, because I was just so scared, like, I didn't want that kind of, um, I don't want that kind of conflict, because I'm also just very, I hate conflict. Like, I hate when someone's mad at me, and especially my parents, because they're my parents. Like, I don't want them to be mad at me. So I never did anything. I never went, I would be invited to these parties, like, all my friends would go to, and I just wouldn't go because I wouldn't even ask because I just didn't want that conflict to come up. And then even just like in general, like in high school, when I wanted to go hang out with my friends, like during the day, not even a party at night, I would have to ask days in advance, because if I asked the day before, like they would be like, "Oh, this is you can't because haven't given us enough of a notice." So anyway, that was my high school life. And then and it's not like I didn't want to go. And I know a lot of people also have this kind of thing. Like, this is nothing like new or anything. And a lot of people also have this where they really want to go and do stuff, but it's just their parents, they just don't. And everyone deals with that, I know, but I feel like it's just amplified when you're from when you have immigrant parents, kind of, especially South Asian parents. And I'm from Pakistan, so for me specifically, it's Pakistani parents, and being a girl makes it even harder. Anyways, fast forward to university. I was lucky enough to convince my parents to let me leave home for university, and I felt like I really needed to do that because there's just so many things you can't do being at home. Like, you want to experience things, you want to do things, you want to hang out with friends. And being at home, I knew that I would, if I went to a university where I had to stay at home, I knew my life would just consist of me going to class, hang out with my friends, like, between classes, a little after, like, classes ended, and then coming home. Like, I wouldn't be allowed to do anything else besides that. And I, like, oh, I don't know, like, I want to do things. So I was able to get myself out of that situation, and I moved 3 hours away for university. So now my life was 8 months at university, doing whatever I wanted, going outside whenever I wanted, um, stuff like that, hanging out with whoever I wanted. Anyway, but then during the summertime, I have 4 months of summer. So when I come home, like, that's when it becomes a real problem, because I have to switch from being completely independent, having a autonomous, is that the word? I'm not sure. Having an independent life, and then coming home and having to report every single one of my actions to my parents. Like, it's hard. And I know that some people that might be watching this might just think that I'm whining. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. You should be able to handle it. Like, you're lucky you even got sent to you were allowed to go out for university. But okay, it wasn't easy for me to get out for university. There was a lot of struggle that came with that, but that's beyond the point. Anyway, this is my channel. This is my story. This is how I feel. So please, if you have any comments like that, and if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I'm making this video for people who do feel the same way as me, and I want them to know that you're not the only one who feels like that, and you're not a bad person for wanting to do things, okay? Like, because for me, I'm the first one in my family I'm the first one in my family that's confident enough to say what I want, and even if that means that it's gonna go against my cultural norms, or this is like the norms or the what my parents want from me. My cousins never did that, or even if they did, they hid it. Like no one knows what, like I'm sure they're very similar to me in what they do and how they have fun and stuff like that, but they've never told anyone about it. So it's just hidden. So for me to be so open about it within my family, I'm now seen as like this, like the kid that went wrong, stuff like that. And it's not, I don't even do anything that bad. The biggest issue that my family has is with me and my boyfriend Garrett. He's, I met him at university, and he's honestly the most perfect thing ever. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me in my whole entire life. But he's not accepted by my family, and because, first of all, he's not Muslim, and he's not brown, so I'm not allowed to be with him. But, and according to my parents, like, I should just, sorry, I'm not allowed to be with him. And when my parents did find out about him back in October, it was a huge deal. Like, my extended family got involved. They were basically gave me an ultimatum that they basically told me that I had to decide between leaving the family and like leaving my home, leaving my sisters and everything, or breaking up with him and transferring to like a school here so they would know what I'm doing and stuff like that. And obviously I was like, I'm not gonna give up like the best part of my life for your belief systems. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a good person. I am considerate of other people. I'm caring. I try to do good things. I don't do anything that's really, like, I don't do anything that's cruel, that's bad. Like, overall, I'm not doing anything mean, or I'm not a hateful person, stuff like that. But because I have found someone that doesn't fit the requirements of my family, like, I am now seen in my family as someone who's sorry. I'm now seen in my family as someone who's like on the wrong path, and all I'm trying to do is to find happiness just like everyone else. And Garrett makes me happy. Going outside, doing things, like experiencing things makes me happy. I don't want to sit at home. But my parents don't understand that. My family doesn't understand that. Like, in the culture, it's very normal for people to sacrifice their own needs and wants for the sake of the image of the family. And I just can't comprehend that. I can't do it. I have tears on my neck. I can't do that, you know? I can't just sacrifice stuff like that for something that doesn't even, it's not even a tangible thing. Like, we're talking between my life, and basically what it comes down to is what other people are going to think of me when I am seen outside with a white guy. Like, people are going to talk about it, and they're going to be like, oh, and they're going to blame my parents and say that my parents didn't do a good job raising me. And that's why my parents are doing what they're doing, because they feel pressurized by the people that are around them, because they don't want to be like called out for it. I don't know. It's just a really complicated situation, and I'm just like trapped under it all. Anyway, the reason I'm making this video is because, or the reason why I'm talking about this at all is because something really relevant happened yesterday and the day before. So the last vlog that you saw was Saturday. I went out with my friends. I went out with Violet. We went shopping. We didn't really buy anything, but we did that, okay? I came home around 10:30, okay? Because when I'm downtown, it takes me an hour on the subway to get home. So I left my friends around 9:30 and I came home around 10:30, okay? And then the next day I woke up and I felt kind of, when you wake up and you feel kind of really okay, so when you wake up and you feel really, you're just like really down, you're in a really low mood, and you know that if you stay home or if you don't do anything, that you're just gonna have all you're gonna do is lie down and feel like shit, stuff like that, right? So instead of doing that, I decided that I wanted to go to a coffee shop to study because I'm taking an online course. I have a quiz every Thursday. So I wanted to make good use of the time so I could like edit and film videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday before the quiz, and so I would be ready for that. Anyway, that's what I did. So I went out and my parents were still sleeping, so I didn't inform them that I was going out. But I did text my mom, and I assumed that it wouldn't be a big deal because I was just going to study, like, and I wasn't going to be home that late. I told her I wasn't because I just wanted to stay, okay? I was just sitting in a coffee shop. I was going to go to the coffee shop, study, and then come home. Anyway, around 1, I start getting like calls from my mom, calls from my dad, texts, all these things, and I start getting really anxious because I kind of knew that something like this would happen just because I went out 2 days in a row, which sounds crazy if you don't understand, if you don't, like, you haven't been through it yourself. But anyway, they got really upset at me for going out so often and stuff like that. Fast forward to the night when I got home, nothing happened. But then a few hours later, like, they sat me down and they were talking to me about how they don't agree with my lifestyle and that I need to like cut down on how often I go out. But basically, I only go out 3 to 4 times a week. I try to do it so I go out one day and then the next day I stay home, and then I alternate days just to keep their peace of mind because I'm sensitive to their I'm sensitive to their viewpoints. Like, I could deal with that. 'Cause it's whatever. Like, it's fine if I can't go out every single day. Like, I like staying home sometimes. But when it becomes like a thing where if I go 2 days in a row that it becomes like such a huge deal, that's when it makes me really upset. So anyway, they sat me down, they told me that they have like limits and values and stuff, and I was going against that. When I haven't been even, I don't go out clubbing, I don't party, I don't drink. But apparently me going outside to study or me going to hang out with my friends to go shopping multiple times a week is against their values. Okay, sorry, my phone ran out of space. Anyway, so basically that conversation was very emotionally draining. They didn't understand what I was trying to say. I can't understand what they were trying to say because it made no sense to me how or why me going outside and living my life was having such a negative impact on them. But also, I can't even get really mad at my parents because it's not even their fault. Like, they're a product of how they grew up. And I do wish that they could try to see my point of view more and understand that if, like, me growing up here makes me different and that, like, makes me different and that I have a different way that I want to live than they do. Like, I wish they understood that and just let me do it, especially because I'm not harming anyone. But it's not like that, and at the end of it, nothing came out of that whole like day of whole conversation. It was so mentally like traumatizing, kind of, because it's basically like being told that how you're living is I don't know, it's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like, um, it's just like a lot of, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's very emotionally draining when your parents are really angry at you and want you to change your entire life just to suit their beliefs and their needs. And they always say this thing that's like, we have values and we have limits. But the thing is, like, what if I don't agree with those limits? Like, the limits are made up by you, and if I don't believe in them, like, when I'm 20 right now, so when am I allowed to do what I would like to do without being scared of getting disowned or being like shut off from my family? Like, I don't understand. Okay, so at the end of that conversation, nothing happened, nothing changed. Like, they're like, okay, fine, we'll let you do how like, we'll let you continue doing what you were doing, which was um going out one alternating days and then like coming home on or before 10:30. I just feel so stuck. I I don't know how to progress the situation. Like, there's so many things I want to do. I want to go traveling after university, and I know it's not possible because it doesn't go with their values. And I asked them like when I would be allowed to do what I wanted to do, when they said that once you're out of this, like once you're not with us anymore. And I think that, like, that means either one of two things. One, that I just like live by myself, which is fine, but the thing is, like, if I decided that I wanted to move out, they would take it very personally. Like, they would take it as if I didn't like them. And it's not that I don't like them, it's just I can't live up to their expectations. There's things I want to do. Like, I can't just not do them. Like, anyway, so moving out is something that I would like doing, but I don't want to do it at the expense of my entire family. Like, I still want to be able to visit home and like be welcomed back. Like, I don't want to move out and just be like, okay, bye. So that's really hard. And then the other thing is to get married, and that's like a whole situation that's scary for me, because if I'm not allowed to go out like multiple days in a row, how are they gonna be okay with me marrying Garrett? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. And it's just really scary. And today I'm just not doing well today. And just everything's just feeling very stressful and hopeless, and I don't know when it's gonna, like, I don't know how to resolve it. I don't know what to do to resolve it, because I don't want to, like, a lot of people would say just leave the toxic situation or whatever, right? Like, just leave. Just find someone who can, like, keep or find somewhere to be for a few days or something. I don't know, like, just leave the situation. And I can't do that because it's my family. Like, I love my mom. I don't want to leave her, but I also don't want to, but I also want to be able to do things. Like, I haven't even been to a concert yet. I want to go to my friends' cottages. I want to go to a concert, which would be at night, which is why I haven't been to one yet. I want to go to, like, parties with my friends, not to get drunk or wasted or to do that, but just to, like, hang out with them, because, like, at this age, everyone's always so busy during the day. Everyone has things to do. So, I don't know. And yeah, so I'm having a really hard time adjusting back to this, and I'm just really confused and lost, and I don't know how to handle the situation, so. Yeah. I don't even know. I wasn't even gonna post this, but whatever, honestly. Oh no, as well, if you're from my family watching this, if you're in direct contact with my parents and you would, like, before you show them this video, like, if you show them this, like, my parents don't know, my family doesn't know about this channel because I don't want their judgment on this thing. Like, I want to be able to post what I want. I want to be able to feature people in my vlogs and stuff without being judged for it. And if you're someone from my family watching this, like, I would really appreciate it if you didn't share my channel, like, among the entire family, and, like, didn't, like, please just be considerate. If you want to talk to, if you are offended by this video and you want to talk, or if you're offended by this video, please talk directly to me. Don't talk to other members of my family and create, like, a broken telephone kind of thing and then make me seem worse than I actually am. Like, I'm making this video because this is my channel and I'd like to express how I'm feeling. Like, I want to be open. I've always been an open person. I don't have any secrets. I want to share with other people what I'm going through, and I want other people who are going through the same thing to be able to know that there are other people who are also going through the same thing. Because, like I said earlier, I feel like people that are in this situation, they always just, they don't talk about it. They act like it's not there. They're content with living, like, two different lives, lying, and I'm not content with lying. Because whenever I lie, like, it just breeds anxiety in me, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to lie to it, and I want to live an honest and open life. So, anyway, I guess that's the purpose of this video. I mean, I guess I'll try to update if the situation progresses. But for now, this is where I'm at. I have no solutions. I'm just feeling stuck. Yeah. Also, I was just watching some of the footage that I just recorded, and I wanted to add that I think the reason I feel so sad or, like, emotional about this whole situation is it's not that I can't live, like, it's not that I can't survive. Like, I know it's not, like, I know there's a lot of other people going through much worse, many, like, worse situations than I am, but I think the reason I'm emotional about it is because there's so many, like, there's so many things that I want to do, and I feel like I'm missing out just because my parents don't understand. Okay, I feel like I'm missing out on so many things that I could be doing and things that I want to do because of that, and I don't want to live like that. I don't want to look back at my life and wish that I had spoken up more, or wish that I had said something to prevent all this, you know? So I'm not someone who is like, I can't get angry at someone for more than a few hours, so I'm not even angry at my parents. I just feel stuck. Like, I don't know how to approach this situation, especially because when they use their guilt tactics, which I'm sure they don't do to hurt me, I'm sure, like, nothing they do is to hurt, I'm sure that nothing they do is to hurt me. Like, they're just trying to figure out how to deal with the situation. Like, they've never had to deal with it before. Like, I don't blame them for doing what they do. That's just how they think. That's what they think is the best method. And clearly it's not, but to them, they're trying their best. I just wish there was something that I could do without hurting anyone. I don't want to hurt myself. I don't want to hurt my family. But it doesn't seem like our, like, belief systems and it doesn't seem like our concept of how one should live life are the same at all. So I don't know how to get past that. And that's where I am right now. So yeah. I don't know. This is only a day after everything's happened, so I'm really still emotional about it. It'll probably die down in a few days, but I need a long-term solution to this, because I feel like every few months I'm gonna have this conversation with my parents, and every few months when this stuff like these conversations happen, I'm just like, my relationship with my family just gonna get worse and worse, and I don't want that. I just it's hard. I don't know what to do. Thank you for watching this video if you watched it. I didn't really post it for anyone. I didn't really post it with intention of a lot of people watching. I posted it for myself. I posted it because I felt that I'm posting this and filming this because I feel like it'll help me vocalize my thoughts a bit more. So yeah.